Hello everyone, and welcome to ZeldaSpeedRuns. So today, we have the Skyward Sword Randomizer Season 2 tournaments with round 5 between Kitcot and Jasnix. So on commentary, we will have Gymnast and Your Average Link, and on tracking, we will have Crystal Bellis and Da Lucifer. So thanks everyone, and have a great race.
So yeah, Kitcot, Jasnix. No, this is not Wind Waker, but yeah.
It could have been if you just knew the player names.
Yeah, it's a weird timeline. But this will be an exciting matchup. These two players are both in the 3-1 bracket. So whoever wins gets to be 4-1, and whoever loses gets to be 3-2. And 4-1 players, I believe, are guaranteed second or third seed. Well, it depends on what happens in the Battle Cats Gym matchup. But if Jim wins, then they get either second or third seed.
Yeah, so Kitcot and Jasnix are going to be racing swordless today, which means they will not be starting out with a sword, and they will have to find 2 additional sword upgrades throughout the game. But they do know that 3 of their sword upgrades will be at the end of their required dungeons, so they actually have more knowledge than they otherwise would at the start of the seed compared to other settings.
Yeah, and if you'll notice, the channel points bet is whether or not LMF is required. Linear Mining Facility is unique in the fact that, unlike the other dungeons, you don't have to strike a crest. You don't have to strike a crest at the end, so you only need the practice sword to finish. And which means you can sometimes logically get your goddess sword from the reward sword at the end.
Yeah, every other dungeon has a goddess crest, so every other dungeon requires having at least the goddess sword.
Oh, and these runners were unfortunate enough to have me roll their seed because Alco was running late. So we shall see.
Alrighty, Fledge. Health, alright.
Fledge wanted to express his love. Oh, no LMF today.
Sandship.
The doubters win.
Alright, so 2 relatively short dungeons and then 1 potentially long one.
Yeah, and it's always unfortunate when you get Sandship but not Cistern, because then Whip is a toss-up.
Yeah, I think it's exactly half of the Sandship checks are locked behind Whip, or like slightly less than half.
I want to say more than half. Well, I mean, it depends on whether or not you can get... But if you exclude the boss key lock checks, and you consider the possibility that boss key is whip locked, a majority of the checks are whip locked.
Yeah, okay. So it looks like we got some early digging mitts in the sparring hall chest. It'll be useful once our runners go to the Elden region, and it looks like the Farron pillar is our starting pillar for today.
Are we going to see any Rope Floria?
Oh yeah, Rope Floria could potentially be big with these settings, especially with Farron open right away.
It'd be nice to see, especially if we get an early projectile, so that way they have a reason to go because of Skyview. Because in Swordless, you kind of have to get comfortable with double dipping your dungeons, even if you can't finish right now.
And both runners are going to be making bit magic files, presumably for Tentalis skip later, but they could also be useful for like a Skyview bit warp.
It's really weird how these files were originally used for like Elden dungeons and sometimes Skyview bit warp, but now their most common use is for Tentalis skip.
Well, Tentalis skip does save a lot of time. Crystals, oh boy.
And I feel like Swordless is probably the setting you get to see Tentacle Skip most often in.
Yeah, because with Tentacle Skip you could actually complete Sandship with no sword.
If you're comfortable skipping the heart container, but there is a sometimes hint for that, so...
Yeah. And not a whole lot in the Academy yet, except for those digging mitts and the crystals. See if any of our runners dip out of Skyloft early here, or if they go do the rest of it.
Well, you need a sword to to douse for the sand chip. But I don't actually. Can you enter if you don't have a sword?
Yeah, you can shoot the cannon. You just have to know where it is.
Okay, but you still logically, does logic expects you to douse for it? All right. But you can do masked skip as well.
So it looks like Kitcot has decided to go through the Sky Loop now, whereas Jasnix is going to stay on Skyloft to get another Monster Horn. Oh boy.
I'm kind of like mixed. Like sometimes we sometimes it's nice to like get to early surface, but you're also giving up on doing the autologic dive.
Yeah, that's true. Also, the hint on Kitcot's side was that Eldin Volcano, I believe it was Eldin is Sots, and Volcano Summit has a sword, so now we know where one of the other swords is already, as Jasnix gets 5 more crystals from Rhina.
Guy is Sots and Skyloft.
Here's wisdom. Nice.
Jasnix is doing the early Betrow visit. With 10 crystals, this is a good idea. You know you're not going to get another thing for 20 more crystals, so...
Well, it looks like we have claw shots on the chandelier there, so... Probably a good play by Kitcot to come to the sky this early, and that's probably also the Sky Sots hint.
Well, no more Rope Floria unless they want to go to Floria specifically.
Let's see what Betrow has. The Baby Rattle.
Baby Rattle. And I wonder if it's ever possible for Drill Digger to be logical for beetle farming, but Clean Cut is not. Because you technically still need money to play Drill Digger. Like 70 rupees for the advanced one. So I don't know if that's in logic, but it's not relevant now since we... Well, actually it is, because Colossians.
It looks like Kitcot's going to be delaying Faringe, at least for some time, to complete the Sky Loop for now. Which is a fair play, because you get like more hints this way. Especially since he has Claw Shots. You can get the Skyloft hint as well.
Wow.
Oh, Claw Shots can be found in the sky. So that Sky Sots hint is something else, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think Blade of White was nothing useful.
That means that either Oriel Crystals, Dodo Crystals, the Spiral Charge Rocks, or Beetle Crystals, or Kina is something supposedly on the Spirit of the Sword.
Of note, like 40, like 50, like 57% of the sky checks left are sometimes hints. So the ones that aren't Spiral Charge Rocks are Oriel. So it could be Kina, but Kina is sometimes, so we may see that somewhere else.
Five more crystals from the Paro gift. Or the Paro bottle, not the Paro gift.
Well, I mean, it's called Paro gift now just because we wanted to dissociate with the vanilla items. It's weird that we call the thing crystals still.
I feel like there probably has to be something in Farron, given what we've seen so far.
Yeah. You can't do Slingshot yet, but you can do Item Mud Tree and Great Tree, and Deepwood's Chest, and part of Skyview.
Yeah. Or can you do part of Skyview?
Oh, you can't go past the first die.
Yeah. Second chest in Waterfall Cave doesn't have anything. Yeah, it seems like actually, I guess Zelda's closet could have something because Kit has claw shots, but I would be surprised if that's what was absolutely necessary next. Oh, Ruby tablet
there.
Importantly, not in logic yet, technically. But I imagine we'll probably see Jasnix push that potentially.
I feel like that's the second time I've seen Ruby Tablet in that same location in a swordless setting. Interesting if Jasnix decides to pursue this or just stick around in Farron, because he doesn't know about the claw shots yet.
Right, he doesn't have claw shots yet, which
he might dodge them just by going straight to Eldon.
Yeah, because it would be better for him to get them, since then he'd be able to.
It's like he's at least stopping by.
Yeah. Stopping by the Lumpy Pumpkin. If the Lineru trial has something required, it'll be interesting to see if either of our runners actually try to go for like the RBM to open up that trial gate instead. Because that might unironically be faster to do in this seed.
I think
Lineru's wisdom is.
In just about every case it is.
Okay, yeah, Kitcot now also going down to the waterfall cave.
Ooh, it's not quite not. It'll be interesting to see if he just gives up or tries again. It looks like he's going for round 2. And Jasnix is going into Farron.
Okay, yeah, so if I was in this, I definitely would have just gone straight to Eldon, I think. But
yeah, because
I think Jasnix knows that. I think Jasnix knows that logically there has to be something in Farron.
That's true. Maybe he's
going here.
And he also knows that it's going to be something fast because it's not going to be slingshot. Because you need a weapon to do slingshot.
Yeah. That's true. It also could just be closet. Which, it doesn't seem like either of our runners are going to check for a while unless Kitcot goes to it after clearing the cave here. Caves key.
Caves key.
It is required, so...
Not immediately useful.
Now we're gonna get another.
Everyone does love good Farron.
Night Academy to Tentalus, Central Skyloft to Scaldera.
There were the digging mitts on there, and Central Skyloft had a Ruby tablet, so... Of course, it could be Zelda's closet again. Maybe she has, like, the sea chart. It at least seems more likely, given that Eldon's not in logic yet. Oh, Levias is dead.
Yeah, Levias is dead. That's always good to know.
It's even better when you, like, you get a Thunderhead Baron hint before you have the Levias hint, and you know that it implicitly means... The other one was a junk hint. Whatever the tree item, it must not have been useful because Jasnix is skipping past it. Oh, and he
Yeah.
can't kill the moblins, so he actually can't do this right now.
I think the one on the tree was the adventure pouch. If I saw it correctly.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. Next, also making sure to check the viewing platform statue.
When you go to Farron with claw shots, it's very easy to just like not check any of the statues there because like you go nowhere near the Inlandwood statue and you're not checking Farron Wood's entry. So next time you land in there, it's like, oh, I have the choice of behind the temple and forest temple. Great.
Oh, looks like Kitcot's actually going to Eldin. Oh, Jasnix making sure it doesn't get caught by the hornets.
I think both of these plays are fine. However, I probably would have preferred to go to Eldin just because you can't do anything in Skyview.
Yeah.
Oh, and you have to do Walk of Shame here. Sorry, Kitcot will not in fact do Dig Spot RVM with no bombs, but digging mitts.
Yeah.
Oh, there's some...
There's the whip. Alright, well, don't have to worry about that, but might not technically be required, for all we know. However, it's also a useful item to potentially have in Skyview. More crystals in deep woods.
Of note, with the claw shots, you can get 10 loose right now. Like Floria's Barren Desert Assaults. Alright, so it could be Zelda's Closet, but it could also be Bat 30.
Yep.
Just sort of be up there. There was even once a seed where Amber Tablet was on True Master Sword. But unfortunately, they had to re-roll because some people forgot to reset their entrance rando stuff.
Oh. Kitcot deciding to pick up the red rupee. Considering there haven't been any rupees yet, it's not too bad of an idea.
Yeah.
Especially with Beetle and Logic because of claw shots.
It's like, logically, you're capable of getting the 50 item in the first 200 items, even if you have no farming method. Or no, like, reasonably fast farming method.
So, 2 Song of the Hero parts so far in Eldin. Yeah, in Sot's Eldin.
Oh, well,
Crystals in the turf.
there's 10 crystals.
Ah, darn. No 10 crystals.
Well, I mean, logically, it's still on the table because Ruby Tablet's still out of logic.
Oh yeah, that's true. Oh, Gust Bellows. Opens up actually 2 checks, because now it gives Malara and Baby Rattle.
Not to mention it has the possibility of being the logical access to the combo lock because it can unveil the combination.
Oh, it's true.
It's relevant if you don't have bow.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I don't think they can get... They don't have a weapon yet, so they can't get the mob limits, or Digging mitts check, excuse me.
Yeah, not right now. Jasnix will be scouting out Beetle. Oh, well, there's Bombag.
There's Bombag.
Congratulations, Eldon is now in logic. So Jasnix is gonna have a fun time bonking some trees now.
Oh, and we got a bottle as the last check in turf.
That's like one of the worst places you want to see your first bottle. Although the like silver lining is the fact that like normally if you have both digging mitts and claw shots and a bottle, you can't get both Barret and Kina crystals in one trip because you can only carry one thing at a time.
Right.
So at least they don't have to worry about that. You know, for farming you still need a sword. However, now I'm pretty sure because they have bombs and ruby tablet and digging mitts, they can still farm with Thrill Digger.
Call that unfortunately only has a heart piece. Oh, getting the
50
Liberty
rupees.
in Link's closet.
The 50 rupee item does not require any farming. Because I think it assumes you can pumpkins, like just like throw pumpkins or bonk trees.
You're seeing another hint shortly on Kitcot's side.
There's the rupees that needed. Kina, I think that was a pouch and Turf is Suts. Yeah.
Yeah, turf is
Kina is a cat. And that was... What did we get there?
We got crystals, bellows, and a bottle.
Okay.
So probably Gust Bellows, but could also be bottle because we know that Volcano Summit has a sword.
That would
So
require
Bombay-
that... That would
sorry,
require
you
that specific sword locks two others. Which, given the
True.
fact that we have bombs now, seems unlikely. There's a chance, actually, well, there's a chance that two swords together could be Sots if all the rest are locked by dungeons, but...
The first chest in Earth Temple is also in logic since the runners have mitts. Oh, that's the second
It is
goddess
true.
plume for Kitcot. Kitcot could sell those goddess plumes for 200 rupees.
Skyview's Path to G1 and Farronwood's
Oh
Trials.
boy.
At this point, that probably means... What? It has its own scale, probably, or maybe... Beetle? Or it has its own sword. Oh, not its own.
Yeah, it could have Beetle, probably. Oh, there's
Alright,
more
well.
mitts.
That does confirm if there are more Mitslock things that Mits were the Academy path.
And there's some money. Jasnix running out of stamina for getting
They
his
say you
whip.
can do stuff while you're waiting, but it's not that. Now we will see the crystal ball. I've always wanted to shorten these cutscenes, but I'm pretty sure they're like tied to some actor somewhere. I thought Lepe got somewhere, but I don't remember how that was doing. Poor guy has a lot of stuff on the backlog.
So far, Eldon has the Whip 2 Song of the Hero pieces and the Myths. It looks like Kitcot's gonna forego the one check in Earth Temple right now.
We'll see, maybe Raid will get the Vindication, because since Jasnix has Bomb Bag, he could do the route which might be slightly slower, but where you dig Spot RB and scum the Thrill Digger hit, and then do the rest of it. I mean, technically, Demise Count was an April Fool's patch. You see SSR, but it's actually Wind Waker Randomizer, is when you take the Triforce patch and the Scrapper upgrade patch, or not Scrapper, Scrap Shop upgrade patch. Because now you have Triforces and there are 3 bows. Except you only need 1. And only sometimes. Oh yeah, again, you make it open.
Getting his last check here in Eldon. And it is a wallet upgrade. Now, not particularly useful since we know that Beetle 300 is dead.
Jasnix doing the kamikazes. Oh, not quite working. I think you have to hold the bomb over your head and it'll work more consistently. But yeah, you just get the Bokoblins to attack you and they all die.
This is the one check that Kitcot orphaned in Magma Turf.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
And it's just a red rupee.
Looks like Kitcot is doing the I'm our early Thunderhead out strategy. Fair. I mean, in Swordless sometimes it's not quite as strong as you want because you can't do anything in Isle of Songs, but...
Yeah, but you do get a hint for it at least.
And 1 item.
Yeah, and if that hint is like, you know... I don't know, Bo is on Linearu Trial, that could be pretty big.
It's true. I don't know if that worked, but it probably did.
Yeah, it looked like it might have been a little bit late, but we'll see when he goes to the sky. Yeah, so Jasnix already did some of Farron, so Jasnix is basically just following Kitcot through Eldon right now. Except Jasnix also has bombs. Which doesn't seem to be marked on the tracker, but he does have them. There we go. Kitcot's a bit undecisive about where to go first. Okay, looks like he's gonna go put mushroom spores in the bottle.
Jasnix's tracker does correctly have the bombs. His, like, own personal one, I should say.
This play makes sense from Kitcot because we still know that there's some item in the sky that's Spirit of the Sword.
That's true. It's not like there's anything else you can do besides Kina.
Who we know is dead.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. More money. Well, that'll be nice for Beetle, at least. We'll see what order Kitcot decides to do things in. Imagine he. Okay, it looks like he's gonna do Pero and Beetle first, and then go deliver the crystal ball. Or he's not. Oh yeah, sorry, he's doing the bell first. Oh, more money. Well, now he can buy everything from Beetle.
Doing Pero first, I usually don't like, but if you have an extra wallet for it, it's fine.
Yeah. What's... I guess maybe he was thinking he was gonna do Beetle and then go do Thunderhead and then maybe reset out, but we know that Beetle has useful stuff, so he's not gonna wanna reset after getting Bomb Bag.
You also won't have to like save so many money because the 300 isn't useful.
Oh yeah, that's true. Might have been for save scumming money. And Monster Horn. That's 3 Monster Horns so far.
And they could have been evil crystals as well, but... I guess if there's 3 of them, there's a good chance that one is like the one that's actually a Monster Horn, and not a semi-rare treasure.
And last Beetle 100 item is a rupee. So, just Bomb Bag today. Jasnix getting his Magma Mitts, which will probably not be used, but...
You never know. What if that's where the sword is?
Yeah, that's true.
It's nice that whenever you get like a big item out of a digging spot, it'll restore your stamina. So...
yeah, that is always nice. Kitcot going to check the baby rattle item, or the item in the sand.
Bird nest.
Bird nest, yeah, that's what the name is. And then we'll probably go deliver the crystal ball, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Oh, unfortunately he used the sailcloth a bit too early, so we'll have to go up and around again, which is a bit of a time loss, especially with no water dragon scale.
I'm waiting for the day where somebody, after they finish a dungeon, they save at prompt and then reverse bit warp into the crystal ball turn-in cutscene. Because it exists on the bit layer, I'm pretty sure. As long as you load in the story flag.
And it's an evil crystal.
There's a chance that could have been a Monster Horn as well.
Alright, and Malara, because he has Guts Billows. Oh, Jasnix unfortunately dying to the Keese being a troll in Earth Temple.
Even though Jasnix has the best Keese exterminating weapon, the whip. Unironically better than the practice sword.
So with bombs now, the runners can get some checks in Skyview, because they can use bombs to get their way past the wooden boards. Just Din's power on the first check in Earth Temple.
I guess it is fine to reset away, because if you do find out... Oh wait, no, we already know the trial's dead, but... Suppose we didn't know the hint, you would just land at temple entrance, get the song, and then jump down.
Do we know the trial's dead? I thought we only knew that Farron trial was dead. Oh, there's the third piece of the Song of the Hero on Malara.
I guess we didn't. I thought... 3 Song of the Hero parts, but neither the Amber Tablet nor the harp is here, so... I imagine Jasnix will probably early Thunderhead scum this hint. Yeah, so these settings is the swordless start, where you start without a sword. I know, shocking. But
Ooh, a beetle. So that gives logical access to deeper Earth Temple.
there are 6 of them in the pool, and 3 of them are at the end of the required dungeons. You'll need to find 2 out of the 3 remaining.
Alright, so that's access to both deeper Earth Temple and potentially deeper Skyview, depending on where the first small key is.
You see the bit save variant. I guess this is good if he has nothing else to do in the sky. He can directly go to the crystal turn-in.
Yeah.
Or Malara.
Alright, so Kitcot now going into Farron for the first time. The difference with Kitcot is that he actually has bombs now, so he'll be able to check the bomb-locked stuff in Farron Woods itself and get at least a little bit into Skyview Temple. I believe, I don't know if defeating the Staldra with just bombs is in logic, but
I can check that real quick.
If it's not and the first small key is there, then logically he can't do anything else.
This is Randu. Glitchless requirements. Can defeat Zelda. That's not a thing. Can access deep Skyview? Search around for some of the macros.
Well, deep Skyview should be fine, I think. At least like the
but
not the beetle chest.
Oh, can get past Staldra Room. Can get to and sword or bomb bag. So bomb bag does work.
Oh, okay. I mean, because we also know that Skyview is Spirit of the Sword, so
and more specifically, Path to itself.
Yeah,
means it could have. At this point, probably water scale, but if there are 2 swords that lock all the other ones, it could be a sword as well. Kitcot is going to do the slingshot route.
Oh, nice high flip. Oh, nice. Good trees.
It's like a nice little parabolic barrier. Just let them attack you with a bomb. They're not gonna... They won't approach you if the bomb is in it, so...
That doesn't seem like Kitcot knows that.
Oh, Jasnix is just now getting the hit. Yes, Jace, it is a random race.
Alright, Jasnix electing to go to Thunderhead, which is out of logic, but does have a hint for us.
Of note, Kitcot has, like, expressed his, like, distaste towards Swordless, so him not knowing about the bomb trick might just be lack of experience with Swordless. He's never had to do this before.
True, yeah.
Yes. Jace, we will... Okay, so Great Tree...
Okay, Great Tree is dead, and then Sealed Grounds is Spirit of the Sword, but Sealed Grounds did have Cave's Key, so that makes sense.
Jace, we will forcibly make you play the Skyward Sword Randomizer next tournament if you don't. For legal reasons, that is a joke, but yes, please play the game. Alright, we're gonna see new checks from Kitcot, because Jasnix did not have bombs.
Only a small bomb bag and Thunderhead for Jasnix.
It's a nice little bond refill, I guess.
I guess Jasnix forgot about the hints. He's going back to check them, I think. And it probably seems like he's confirming that the hollow tree is dead.
At this point, there's not really anything left to do besides Skyview. Oh, you can do 15 loose as well.
Yeah,
Wait,
you
no.
can do 15
Wait, yes, you
loose.
can.
Yeah, because we have beetle and claw shots.
And a bomb bag for the...
Bomb bag for the cave, yeah.
But I guess
Yes,
beetle
it's-
works as well. I'm just not sure if that's in logic.
Okay, yeah, this... Oh yeah, it's
Moblin-
a single bomb will get them. Or I guess not.
Really? How come this Moblin didn't die from one bomb, but
The horde
Hordes-
moblins do.
maybe because there's like 3 bombs? I don't know.
Oh yeah, it could be multiple bombs, that's right.
We've only seen 5 and 10.
Yeah, neither of our runners have 30 crystals yet, so...
I imagine Kitcot, yeah, he's picking up these bombs. Need at least one to get the, well, yeah, I'll need at least one to get the extra check. Erla rocks. Ouch.
Unfortunately, I don't think he's going to be able to save Erla here. Or not save,
I think
but,
you
like,
can. I think you can if you have a lot of bombs. You can
Well,
also
yeah,
cut it with
he
the
only
beetle.
has one bomb left.
You can also cut it with the beetle.
Oh, you can cut it with the beetle, okay. I didn't know that.
It's just kind of slow.
Oh,
And the
there's
bow,
the
but that's even slower. You have to like shoot the ground. He's not even gonna bother.
Okay, yeah. Or wait, did he save Machi?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I feel like usually if you save Machi with Skyview required, you at least want to do Lopsa, because the one awkward thing with skipping Machi with Skyview is that Lopsa is just really there's no good time to do him.
Yeah. Jasnix checking the rest of Beetle right now. Unfortunately, not useful for anything.
Oh yeah, there could also be Fledge Crystals having the thing.
Right.
Night
The Fledge
Night
crystals are
Academy is
in
Path.
Night Academy, which is Path. Although the only thing that Mitz unlocked in
Elden.
Elden was Bottle. And like other Mitz, but I mean I guess technically Din's
Well, I
power
mean,
in
if
Earth
it locks
Temple.
bottle and that's the only bottle, then that's enough, because then if Fledge has something, then the mitts are still path as well because they lock the bottle.
Oh right, that's true. Yeah.
Kitcot is deciding to do this little beetle warp.
The air and bomb refills.
Oh, and you have to do this twice. Kitcot, please just use the whip. The whip is a lot more effective to deal with these.
And once again, there is something in Skyview that is on path to Gearic 1. Which, at this point, I feel like that either has to be a sword or something that leads to a sword. Because we have
Could be
Beetle.
water. Could be water scale if a smaller boss key is on. Like, for example, if water scale is here, then that would work, and if there's a small key on the dig spot.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
But then we're kind of out of progression, especially since Floria is barren.
Yeah. Well, no, we can do pretty much all of Earth Temple right now as well.
Oh, right, because Beetle and Bow.
Yeah. It's just that we're hinted to go to Skyview, so.
Clearly the map is on path, because now we won't get lost and we can actually find the boss door.
Looks like...
Ooh, we're gonna see real Floria. Doesn't he know that Floria is dead?
He's probably going for the hint.
That is true, I guess. Because if you don't do it now, you'll never do it.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And gets a two-handed grab.
Map required. Oh, well, there's the H. Yeah, so scale probably in the Two Eyes chest.
Oh, I missed the hint on Lake Floria.
Elden Trial was dead, and I think a random hint for Oriel.
Alright.
I don't know, somebody in chat's probably gonna correct us anyway.
Kitcot leaving Skyview.
Dang. Oh, right, he can't even do Two Eyes because he doesn't have a sword. That's... okay. So,
Right.
there has to be a sword out there that's not in Skyview. So either Bat 30 or 40, or Fledge.
Or all of Earth Temple.
And that.
Yeah. Or Slingshot, I think, now?
That's true as well.
At least Kitcot got a bomb drop, so should be able to blow away all the grass now.
It missed like all the important grass. Do not use the Gust Bellows on Urla, you'll have to reload and get rid of all the grass again.
One last feat to grab.
You have to shoot like the bottom bit. Whip will not work. Use the beetle.
Oh, the whip did work. I recollected his arrows. Island Crystals is also in Logic because we have Bomb Bag.
And it's part of Academy. Oh boy.
And it's part of Academy.
You know, I'm gonna check the logic for Slingshot, see what... Can access most of Farron Woods and can defeat Bacola. There isn't even any logic for grass cutting. I think it just assumes if you can access Farron, then you can cut the grass.
No, I think it assumes if you can defeat the Bokoblin, you can cut the grass.
I guess that's true, because, like, claw shots would suffice for Farron access, but... according to the glitchless requirements, it just says, can access most of Farron Woods and can defeat Bokoblins. You think maybe you added grass logic into your graph logic?
Yeah, this is still using the Season 2 logic.
Yeah, whip is a very versatile tool when you don't have a sword. It's good at defeating keys and honestly better than practice sword at that. You can grab some faraway items and stuff. Jasnix taking the beetle route. Actually seems to be quite effective.
Yeah. Jasnix will now be getting his bow. As Kitcot now gets the slingshot check. And it's Eldenor.
Right? I think, Alka, you can probably set up a bet for where the sword is now. Like, we're down to what? Earth Temple, Betrow, Owlin, and Fledge, pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah, 50 minutes without a sword is longer than usual in swordless. There have been some swordless races where like people have been in no mode by this point.
Yeah, and then sometimes it's not even so much like the time, but like the progress they've made. Jasnix hasn't set foot in dungeon. Well, okay, he has, but collectively these runners have only done 2 dungeon checks. Well, I guess 3, because Kitcot did the big spot as well.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna roll his eyes at getting the hollow tree hint right here.
I mean, it's not the worst one.
True. And Jasnix going back to Elden, presumably to do Earth Temple. I feel like it's probably going to be an Earth Temple, just because of check density. But Academy is also Sots. So.
And specifically Path to Tantalus. Or was it both?
Academy was just Path to Tantalus. We know that the first check here that Jasnix checked earlier is just Din's power, which they know is... Or I think Jasnix?
Yeah, Jasnix, the Floria hint said so.
Well, it looks like Kitcot is going to be going for the Academy stuff.
Both bat 30 checks. Nice getting rolls with the... Oh!
I think that was intentional.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, to skip boulder cutscene. And since he wants the damage down anyway for back in time here. Alright, Kitcot never checked Zelda's closet, so it makes more sense.
Jasnix, you can't complete this fight. Well, I don't think you can complete this fight without taking damage if you don't have a sword.
Oh, he's gonna learn today.
You might be able to shoot them with the bow, but I'm not sure how well that works, because they'll block.
Yeah.
The intended way to fight them if you don't have a sword is to just have them blow up your bomb.
I think... Oh, I see.
They're just gonna block it if you do that. Yeah, like that. That almost would have worked, but the fire missed the bomb.
Yeah.
I think you'd have to throw the bomb while they're mid-attack. Oh, I guess that works.
Yeah, might take a while. Looks like Kitcot will also be going into the Earth Temple now.
There's
okay, looks
one
like
down.
it's only 2 hits with the bow.
Fully charged bow shots are quite strong.
Yeah. It took a little longer than usual, but he did it.
It's gonna have a heart piece. It's like the last chest in Lightning Node. It always has one.
Oh, Kit's going back to check Magma Turf.
It was.
Yeah, should have done the back in time first.
And just another one, just for good measure. You got a heart piece. He's got going into assassin mode with these Wikobots.
Unfortunately, Kitcot will only be getting a red rupee here, so...
Can't help but wonder if it would have been faster to save scum this.
Oh yeah, probably.
Yeah, see, Swordless is fun for the chat.
You can't beat Scaldera without a sword, right? Like, bow or something
Yeah,
doesn't
no,
work.
you need to at least practice sword.
I was thinking it'd be funny if we got practice sword on Scaldera Heart Piece, which was then our progression further into Skyview. Jasnix gonna go over and check the map chest, which is the typical play, so then you can death warp back and erase the bridge.
Kitcot. Please use the whip.
I think he wanted to beat the Chew also.
Well, the 2 you can usually ignore.
Oh,
Oh
Eagle's
boy.
Insect Cage.
That's also part of Sky.
Yep.
Although, yeah. Guess that hasn't been resolved yet.
Yeah, it still hasn't been resolved.
Usually if the cycle is good, you can get hit by the lava geyser into the lava to die from 4 hearts, but taking out Peace with the claw shot requires pretty good aim.
And a Goddess Plume.
Yeah, Jasnix has been playing this game, or really more of HD, a lot, whereas Kitcot kind of only really played Rando, so since Jasnix is like world record contention, he probably has a slight execution lead. Let's see if Kitcot figures out how to fight these guys.
Oh, well, there's more crystals. So that is Betrothed 30 in Logic now. Or I guess Betrothed 4, well, I guess, okay, Betrothed 40 was always in Logic with 15 loose, but now it only requires 10 loose to get to Betrothed 40.
Oh, that's a creative strategy, but I think they put their guard up too fast for that to work.
Okay, so
It's just gonna death work.
Boss Key now has to be in Boss Key chest, so I think Jasnix is just gonna leave because he knows that, yeah.
So, it's not Earth Temple.
Well, we did get crystals and...
I mean, yeah,
so
but
Sword
they
is
can...
not Earth Temple.
Unless there's, like, another crystal pack and it's on bat 50, you can't really... But even then, I would probably, if I were the one resolving the prediction, give it to where the sword directly is.
Yeah, I'd say where the sword directly is.
I put 2,000 points into other, so... I have to see if Owlin delivers the goods.
No, it was not Earth Temple. My prediction was wrong, unfortunately. Well, I didn't participate in the prediction, but that's where I was. That's where I said I thought it would be.
Looks like he's doing Fletch. Or not.
Buying a shield. Probably also doing Fledge out.
Shield is a good investment. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe not now that you know a sword is probably happening soon, but...
I mean, this could just be a giant Jabate, and we actually have to get Amber Tablet and go to Lanayru for our first sword.
Ember Tablet on Beetle's crystals. Item upgrades are currently not randomized. However, there is an open pull request to randomize them. It has yet to be merged, though, and it's not in the Season 2 version.
Yeah, Jasnix08 was setting up for Owlin crystals.
But yeah, were the upgrades to be randomized, they would become progressive items. So there would be 4 beetles, 3 bows, 2 slingshots, and 2 bug nets. Yeah, you can have the big bug net. How exciting is that?
Be useful for open bug minigame. Chonky bug net, yes. It's the official item name.
You know, there's a chance that the item get text for the bug net is actually changed by the rando, because I know some of them... Let me look in patches.yaml. Or no, it's event patches, never mind. You got the... You are the... Okay, no, that was only for swords, songs, and the spiral charge. Because those don't really exist in... Well, you get the swords in cutscenes. You never get spiral charge. Kitcot bit saving the link.g file. Unfortunately, the file name is not registered.
We could also find fire shield earrings somewhere because we know that a sword is in Volcano Summit.
Right, I forgot that that existed.
Jasnix gonna go turn in Beetle's Beetle now. Wait, is Kitcot going to... I assume he's just doing the RBM now and then leaving.
Probably. Although, if you have to, well, I guess he probably didn't get like this last item here, and you also can't get Lozalfa's chest without doing the RBM,
Right?
or going the intended way.
There's fire shield earrings. Okay.
I mean, I guess Volcano Summit counts as another area. And Volcano Summit is full clearable, so I'm pretty sure that can resolve first sword. But we'll see what Jasnix does. Maybe for some reason he goes to Patrol first and finds a sword anyway, and Wuzu's happy.
Oh yeah, Petro 30 is still in logic. Alright, now it's time to get our second progressive sword on Scaldera. I'll say, it looks like Kitcot doesn't realize that boss key
Yeah, he's going to attempt to fight Scaldera, although given how he gave... Or no, I don't know if he ever actually finished the bomb bag fight.
Oh,
maybe
right.
he doesn't know that there has to be boss key here.
Next, picking up some water. To go douse the thirsty frogs.
Kitcot is in possession of HD.
Yes, that's correct.
Not able to complete either dungeon just yet.
Alright, let's see where that sword is here at Volcano Summit. Oh, first we're getting a slingshot.
I vote the Magma Myths thing.
And crystals.
Not in fact the second chest. But there's now about 50.
Yes. Gonna go and get the hint first here.
The fourth chest that does not exist. The Native Trail has a wallet. Oh.
And Goddess Harp in Lanayru Caves.
Is this gonna give up on this?
I think you probably
No,
did by
that
accident.
was, yeah. Aha, I was right.
And there it is. The first sword has been found at the 1 hour 7 minute mark. And so if Lanayru Trial is dead, that means that Mitz was probably the Elden spirit of the sword.
Yeah. Because I imagine Sword will lock the rest of Skyview, which locks Water Scale, which locks maybe Amber Tablet at the end of Skyview. Who knows? Or near the end of Skyview.
Well, we still need another sword to...
Girahim
others.
Container is going to have Amber Tablet.
Oh, you think so?
Or... maybe Amber Tablet is in, like, middle Skyview, and that locks Scale, which is why it's path to itself. Or it just locks 2 swords.
Yeah. Well, progressive sword in desert, and Fledge's gift is nothing.
Who would have thought? I guess that's 1 out of 2 that would need to be in the negative for that to work.
Yeah, now the runners can progress further into Skyview Temple logically. They technically could have gone further with a bit warp, but neither of them... I don't think Jasnix ever went into Skyview Temple. And when Kitcot went in, he just didn't do that.
Now, what about C-Char? We still don't have C-Char. That could be Desert Sots.
Oh yeah, that's true. Or it could be something like Spiral Charge, which then leads to... Well, I guess Fire Shield Earrings was probably the Sky Sots, actually. From Beetle.
Looks like Jasnix has given up on making his own tracker. 30 crystals.
The Path to Hear Him one doesn't require Goddess Sword, right?
No. The path hints only refer to the heart container.
Right, okay.
So yeah, it's possible, most likely, that there's Amber Tablet here in Skyview. Boss Key was in Dick's spot yet.
Kitcot's never going to have to do any of the stuff that was necessary for... He's never going to do any of the Fledge stuff because he just got the hint for the heart container on Fledge.
This is going to be a small key. I think it might have been interesting if Jasnix just went directly for a bit warp, but the risk with that is that if you don't find another small key, then you have to bit warp again to finish the dungeon.
Well, yeah, he also doesn't have... he also hasn't checked the other 2 checks.
Oh yeah, he never went in.
Yeah, Kitcot was the one who went in earlier. So Kitcot we could see maybe bit warping at the start of Skyview when he comes back. Yeah, at this point I'd say it seems that Jasnix is a little bit ahead of Kitcot here.
Seems like it.
Because Kitcot's probably going to go back to Skyview now, but Jasnix will be a little bit ahead of him. Next, getting the dungeon map. And one thing that that could potentially give Kitcot like a bit of some catch up, or actually it looks like Kitcot's just going to go back to Skyloft. Oh, I think Kitcot's going to go check Metro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to say, if the small key is on 3 eyes here, then And Kitcot decides to bit warp.
Oh,
there's
there it
Andrew
is.
Tablet. Yeah.
Jasnix, you have whip. You can
Yeah,
whip this
yeah.
item.
Well, he wants to do the cool strat. But yeah, you can just whip the Amber Tablet. And okay, he's just gonna leave. Fair play, considering we know that there's another sword in Desert. Or do we? Yeah, we do, okay. Yeah. And then coming back later with the guaranteed sword. I guess the only way this could somehow backfire is if, like, another beetle is in Skyview Temple, and then the sword in Desert is on the Hook Beetle lock checks, but that seems extremely unlikely. Kitcot checking that 30 here. Oh,
Be interesting to see if it's scale or C chart here, because unlike the other race that I know all too well, where it was scale or C chart, you actually want C chart here, not scale.
Yeah. Because if you get C chart, then you could just, like, beat Sandship now, basically.
Yeah, and beat the rest of your dungeons, you'll be done. It's especially nice because Sandship is like the one dungeon where the type of sword really doesn't matter. Whereas for Skyview and Earth Temple, it's nice to have a stronger sword.
We'll see if Jasnix goes through mines. No, it looks like he's going to go through caves. Yeah. Which makes more sense, because caves... We know that caves has an item that we want, which is the Goddess Heart. It also has a hint. And mines can take a while. So once again, Kitcot knows that a small key has to be behind the Staldra, so we'll see if he decides to bit warp here or not.
These runners were originally Skyward swords, so...
Oh, progressive sword can be found in Sandship.
Welcome to their home turf.
So there's all three other swords now that we know of.
I wonder if Jasnix, like, isn't even gonna bother looking for the sword in Desert, just goes straight to Sandship here.
Well, he can't because he doesn't have C chart.
Well, can't is a strong word. He's
Well,
going for it.
but oh, yeah. Might just be going for it then. Might try to completely skip Desert altogether.
Fair enough. I mean, I guess a Desert clear is, like, usually slower than Sansu skip, but the problem is if, like, the boss key, suppose the boss key is, like, on the stern chest, then Jasnix loses a bunch of time looking for the sword.
Well, actually, that progressive sword could be on Tentalis Heart Container.
Oh,
well.
yeah.
I mean, the chances of that are pretty low, but that would
That
would unfortunately defeat the purpose of what Jasnix is doing here.
We also know that because Skyview's path to itself, the Satsun Desert is probably the scale and not the C chart. C chart is probably just hinted on, like, Temple Time Stone or something. I think it's about 4 minutes to do the 2 RBMs. Maybe a bit longer. Alright, well, you're gonna see right now how to get Butcher on a... Has to be a new game file, not a corrupt file.
Okay, so the second small key is in the, what is it? The Three Eyes chest, so would have been faster to do a bit warp here. Kitcot, knowing that he can use the whip. Oh,
Well, not really, because we know the two swords are not in Skyview. You'll have to do another door.
Oh yeah, that's true, but you could have skipped getting this small key. If you did, like, a bit warp. But yeah, it looks like Kitcot, he probably realizes this and is going to come back and do the bit warp next time.
Scary monster.
Scary monster.
There was once a time where, because of rando-specific things, this was a lot easier, but I think that start flag was moved to the cutscenes and not, like, Link's room.
Alright, Kitcot following on in to Linear now. We'll see if he makes the same decision that Jasnix made about presumably trying to completely skip the desert.
Correct.
First, he's got to go get his rare treasure in the chest over here. Actually, I guess if there is a sword on Tentala's heart container, Jasnix will probably recognize that and then just not do Tentala's skip, I imagine.
Yeah.
So.
Like, there's no world where you just, like, dip out and then go back in just to do 10. If Jasnix really wanted to, he could have bit-saved File 2 and used the beetle to grab the crystal, but that's not very easy to do, so... Kitcot is going to the desert instead. Or not.
Oh, Jasnix accidentally collected the crystal a little too early. Have to go.
This is probably salvageable.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he does have the flag now. We'll see.
Well, I mean, he collected it on not File 3, I think, so it shouldn't be stolen.
Okay, yeah, so it's fine. Yeah, you need to start the file and then close.
Until we make, like, a dungeon door requirement, so it'll be allowed. Kitcot just now putting on his layout that the stream. Maybe it was always there. Just now.
I think it was always there. I remember it at the beginning. Alright, so Jasnix just gonna sail on into Sandship over here after doing Sand Sea skip.
Even the fact that they need to look for both a boss key and a sword. Following Jasnix's footsteps is not really what Kitcot wants, but it's what's happening, so... So what's happening is, we're doing two separate sequences of back-in-time magic, where... First off, we need to get the flag that allows a file to pick up gratitude crystals. And for 2, that file has to be able to open the Skyloft at night in Back in Time without crashing, and you need a file without the tunic, which means you have to, like, save a blank file in Back in Time for that.
Well, yeah, okay. If Tantalus has the sword, then, like, Jasnix will recognize that and then just not do Tantalus skip, basically. At least that's what should happen. Hopefully.
There's nothing he can't get.
Yeah.
Yes. There's no music, so whenever you first enter the Sandship, the game plays a different music file, which has like a little intro riff before going into the music. And in the vanilla game, they never expect you to have the bow until you reload, and when you reload it plays the other music anyway. So the game doesn't expect you to ever be able to enter the past, so it only has one stream, which is, a stream is like a set of left and right channels of music to play. And so when you hit the time shift stone, the game tries to play the second stream, but it doesn't exist, so there's no music. There's probably a way we can fix that with music rando by like just forcing this song to have 2 streams as well. But nobody has bothered doing it. I mean, Tantalus with Practice Sword is the same as with Goddess Sword, because it's based.
I think Jasnix forgot to shoot the lifeboat, so he has to go back up and shoot it now. I don't know, Back in Time doesn't have to be in nighttime to enter Betrot's house, you just have to bit magic in the scene flag for Betrot's house being open, which you will have like on like a file that you copy from the beginning of the randomizer.
You can do the loading zone trick to enter Betroth's house. I think both of the runners did so. Although theoretically, you could like steal the Betroth flag and like do it in 1 RBM, but I think you'd have to like never open your files again for that to work.
Yeah. Probably not really worth it.
It's definitely not worth it if you have scale, because since you can't reselect any files, you can't load your scale. So you have to do the long way around.
Actually, I guess if you have, if you don't have scale, or wait, no, because... Oh no, yeah, I mean, as long as you load nighttime outside and you have Beetle, it would be fine. Because then you could just bit magic in Beetle. And then fly to Beetle to get the bottom crystal. It looks like Jasnix is gonna go check the combo lock chest, which is a fair play.
I mean, if you haven't found the... Well, I guess if it's like if he finds the boss key or the sword, he can death warp if he gets it from treasure room, but if you're looking for 2 items, usually you can just put this off until later.
Oh, map. So if Kitcot doesn't decide to check the combo luck chest, that's going to be some time saved for him.
Short reach plus the fact that spin attacks take a lot more stamina with the practice sword.
Yeah.
Oh, and Jasnix is skipping the other generator for now.
Ooh, bold play. Well, I guess it's only 1 check, so maybe not, but...
That 1 check has your sword. It's like...
Yeah, if that 1 check has your sword, then this is unfortunately going to be a time loss. Or if it has boss key, of course, but... Now we will see what lies inside the treasure room. And the first chest is... Roll, please. And a small key. Okay. Might be necessary. And the second chest is... The second small key. Now he doesn't have to save scum for the last... for the small key checks. There is the sword. The fourth treasure room chest is a heart piece. And the fifth one is the boss
Never
key.
punish.
Okay. Yeah, that's Jasnix making the correct choice to not do the second generator. Oh, looks like Kitcot.
Much faster to go backwards.
Yeah, Kitcot also gonna go check the combo log chest, unfortunately.
It's like at this point, if they're like in a race, they're like moving up apart from each other, with like Kitcot moving backwards by doing this, unfortunately. No immense tentacles to cause a big storm.
Yes, this is going to be a pretty long no mode because the runners still also have to go beat Earth Temple and Skyview still. And they either already have or already know where the boss keys are for each of those dungeons. Jasnix setting up for Tentalus skip now. Oh. Almost accidentally soft locked him back in time there, but thankfully returned to the splash screen quick enough for that to not happen. It looks like Kitcot will be doing the other generator. Even though we know it is not necessary, he obviously doesn't know that. And, like, I don't blame him for doing this, because I would do this too if I knew that there were still two things that I needed.
Yeah. At least it's not like he'll go all the way to the item.
Jasnix having some motion control issues? There he goes, okay. Yeah, Kitcot will also probably Death Warp. Out of Treasure Room, I imagine. So Jasnix is going to have a very hard fight against Tentalus, which he just won, so good job to him.
Even do it blindfold.
Yeah. And gets his goddess longsword. I imagine he'll probably go to Earth Temple and then to Farron just because that works out nicer for...
I mean, technically, yeah, but you don't really want to walk from Skyview to the end. I guess when you fly out, you'll...
Oh yeah, when you fly out, you only have to do like a loop. Kitcot getting his goddess sword. Also soon be getting the boss key.
Just waiting for the swordless seed where it's Sister and Sentient Fire Sanctuary, TMS is vanilla, Barring Hall chest is a sword, and the first goddess statue chest is a sword. So they're all vanilla.
That would be pretty good. Jasnix jumping into the lava accidentally,
Like
thanks
the
to
one angle that...
the little ledge right there. But he'll just be rushing through Earth Temple. I guess Kitcot already got the boss key, so I mean, I guess Kitcot's not going to have to watch that small cutscene compared to Jasnix, but that's not going to be enough to get him ahead again.
If anything, that's a bit of a detriment, because now you don't have a stamina refill.
Yeah, I suppose so.
I've been so corrupted that I read that as I'm entranced, not entranced.
Oh yeah, I thought that said I'm entranced also. Randomizers.
Or vanilla runs, because cutscene entrances, all that stuff.
Jasnix refilling on bombs for the Scaldera fight. Let's see if he does the optimal longsword strategy.
And get a 2-cycle with this, although it's a bit more difficult to do with bombs quickly, because I think to get the 2-cycle you have to have him walk up a bit, or... I don't know.
Yeah. Doesn't look like... Yeah,
I don't think this will work, because he did a spin attack for this, not a Skyward strike.
Yeah.
Oh, well actually... Ooh,
Quite.
not quite enough.
Just needed that last Skyward strike for the rage phase.
Freshly cooked meat.
And is not going to be checking the heart container. I'd say he definitely has enough health.
Yeah.
So, makes sense.
Just doesn't want to risk Curse Metal.
Kitcot getting his longsword and beating Sandship right as Jasnix beats Earth Temple.
Plus he probably wants to...
And yeah, he also wants to do the bit warp.
According to Jasnix's tracker, he still has practice sword, no harp, no amber tablet, anything. I mean, that's fair. Sometimes I just give up marking when I'm in go mode as well.
Yeah, at this point, I don't see Jasnix really losing this unless like he makes some pretty catastrophic mistakes.
Practice just having marked going for Kitcot, but he's in.
Yeah, Kitcot is basically just one dungeon behind Jasnix right now. Jasnix saving here, gonna set up for the bit warp. Once again, this is only faster right now because they know that the second Skyview small key is in the 3 eyes chest, which takes a little bit to get to, so probably faster to just bit warp here, especially since they have a file that can open up the gates on Skyloft. Kitcot, unfortunately, not stutter sprinting up the slope enough to trigger both sets of boulders. And now only triggered the second set. So he's gonna have to wait a little bit.
Didn't that happen to one of your runs recently?
Yeah, that happened in a run of mine recently.
Weird way to lose it.
There we go, okay. There's both sets of boulders.
That was saving flag, question mark.
Oh, yeah, I don't think that was a bit warp. Unfortunately.
Judging by the fact that his screen is black, maybe his console crashed.
Yeah.
They're like the one frame where...
So that's actually kind of that's a time loss for Jasnix. I don't
You're
know
waiting for
if
something catastrophic. That's...
Okay, I mean, apparently it's the commentator's curse. Sorry, Jasnix. Yeah, now he has to load through,
He has to not only load file 1, but then die to get back into Skyview.
I don't think it's saved. I think he'll still be in Skyview, because we never saw the saving text come up. Yeah,
I thought it was just gonna be like... I thought it was just going to be like a saving flag glitch soft lock, not like a crash.
Oh, maybe, but I don't know if the game saves or not, if like the save thing doesn't come up.
Probably didn't.
Yeah. Which would be a better thing, because then he won't have to death warp back to Skyview. I kept getting unlucky with Scaldera's raging.
Yeah, I'd say sub 2 is still possible. It'd be close.
Yeah.
Okay, so it is still in Sky.
Yeah. But he will have to like die and do back in time again, of course, but still ahead of Kitcot.
See, Jasnix, this is why you don't do the fast bit warps.
Yeah, this is one of the reasons why I don't like doing fast bit warps.
They also just like feel like, what if I get a nunchuck issue and I don't actually save, then it just cancel.
Yeah, it gets like the reverse. I'm sure he won't do it this time, though.
Yeah. Honestly, I mean, there's a world where, like, if I were in Jasnix's shoes, I might be in contention for losing because I'm on Wii U and recovering from a crash is really bad.
Okay, got getting a second bottle. Oh, he still went for it, but it seems like he was a little safer with it this time. Yeah, I'm sure Jasnix, like, if... I mean, I
It's
still
not
don't
like
think...
not like he has to reset it. Doesn't saving glitch only come back when you reset again?
I think so. Yeah, even though Jasnix is still ahead, I'm sure that he would have probably like kicked himself if he lost solely based on that.
Oh yeah, it's if you reset while the saving flag is set. Why?
Why? I think some unlucky Yuri, unfortunately.
Probably the crash.
Yeah, I would imagine it has to be the crash.
Oh wow, from what I can see in the ZSR page, saving flag glitch would be especially bad if you're on Wii U because you can't open the Wii menu, so you have to turn your Wii off.
Right. Yeah, it seems like Jasnix still has like a 2-minute or so lead on Kitcot, so... The only thing that could really happen now that might get them closer together is if Jasnix fails Horde Skip.
Or dies to Horde or something.
Or yeah, dies to Horde or something. But
with 8 hearts and probably getting a kill.
I mean, he might think that he's behind, so he might try to forego the fairy. Yeah, Kitcot saving just in case he dies to Girian. I mean, yeah. All because of the cave's hintstone, saying that there was a sword and sand ship.
I mean, it doesn't lose very much time at all to get the fairy. And you even save some time back if you never use it, since you can get a stamina refill. You also have to remember that HD Horde is like not usually the same as Wii Horde, and HD doesn't even do Horde anymore. And it's Master Sword. And Jasnix hasn't done all dungeons in forever.
Oh, yeah, looks like he's... Oh, no, he got the fairy in the present. I forgot. Yeah, you should be fine, unless the blue-capped bokoblins are just mega trolls or something. Okay, so Jasnix actually has about a 3-minute lead on Kitcot, because Jasnix finished, or opened the door at the end of Skyview Temple at, like, almost 1:52 exactly. Is it really a calm curse? I'm pretty sure Jasnix is still gonna win. Okay, blue cap goblins were nice.
Okay, fine. Reverse psychology. Jasnix is definitely not going to die 3 times over. Kitcot will win instead.
Kitcot will discover full horde skip.
Kitcot will long warp into the Hero fight. And just a Dooku flex. Ooh. Actually, instead. You're gonna go for a backup. It's like they all survived the shield.
Oh, no, one of them didn't. Yeah. He should be fine here. Yeah, okay, there we go.
That was a fast back.
See, I didn't curse horde skip. And he still has his fairy, so he'll be fine. I think he's trying to use his fairy for the stamina refill.
If you sprint for 2, get sprint.
Kitcot also grabbing, or he's just gonna heal directly with the fairy. Yeah.
Had a little bit of goop, some. Hear him woke up and chose to be aggressive.
Hear him do be aggressive sometimes. Pretty good on that last cycle, though. Kitcot about to fight the blue-capped Koblins, going for the Skyward Strike strategy.
I typically like doing Skyward spin attacks instead, just because if those get blocked, they'll still hit the other ones.
Jasnix finishing up Hero 3, and then we'll go into Demise. So Jasnix should be done in about a minute or so. We'll see if Jasnix clutches out the sub-2 or not.
It'll be tight. I don't think so, but we'll see. Well, 28 seconds.
Doesn't include the cutscene time.
And also, I'm pretty sure in-game time is like 20. I think it might be like 1 minute in-game from like starting the text prompt outside of the portal to finishing.
And it doesn't quite look like it's gonna happen.
I love songs.
And Jasnix finishes with a 2 hour and, at least on his timer, or at least it seemed like the time was 2 hours and 7 seconds.
2 hours and 9 seconds according to his timer this time.
Yeah. GG's to Jasnix on the win.
Jasnix will get, I think it's technically either third or second, but...
Yeah, hello.
Welcome on in, Jasnix.
Yeah, I thought I wasn't selected on live split, so I hit spacebar, nothing happened, and then I was like, oh, okay. That was interesting. I think the actual time was like at 2, it was at flat 7, but oh well. Close to the sub 2.
Yeah, it seemed like you might have been getting a little anxious at the end there with everything that didn't seem to be going correctly.
Like, oh, it's all fine, I just have to go through Skyview and ET. It'll only take a couple minutes, and then have to like go through all the homebrew menus again because I had to turn off my Wii. That was a mess. That's the first time I've done that in a while. I was very nervous about that, but I was really nervous through Gear Him 3 because I was thinking if Kitcot finishes now, I knew I threw, but luckily that was fine.
Yeah, you had enough of a lead over him that you were still able to clutch it out. But yeah. So, do you guys have any initial thoughts on the seed?
Ew.
Ew. Yeah.
So this for a prolonged time is uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It's like good for the first half hour, but then it just kind of progressively just becomes ugh. I wish I had a sword now, and that's exactly how I felt going into like 2 dungeons.
Yeah. First sword being on Volcano Summit, like Magma Mit's check is pretty bad.
Especially when you have to dip into ET just to get your Horn Colossus Beetle, and
yeah, and then go back to Skyward to get the earrings.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. In the moment, I thought I routed this pretty well because okay, Skyview was like I probably dipped into that place a few times and I should have right, but it's like and like the Earth Temple dip was quite good because I got Horn Colossus Beetle right. Skyview, I guess I went into that quick enough to get the Amber Tablet. Reasonable time, I guess. I mean, I could have delayed Skyview, but I was like, nah, it's either that or like Fledge, and I'd rather not do Fledge. And so yeah.
yeah, for me when I went to Skyview, the only locations I had left after that were just Fledge, Owlin, and then Skyview. So I was like, okay, well, there's a path in here, and at that point, I had kind of already deduced since I knew Harp couldn't be, or like since I knew where 2 swords were, I was thinking that. Like, I'm either, since the Skyview to Skyview path in, I'm thinking, what if, like, there's a good chance this is just Amber Tablet, which takes me to my next sword, and then that's go mode for me, pretty much. So, that was what I was thinking at the time. Because, like, after Summit, I basically rushed it, because, I think I went to I just rushed it because I knew that was, like, there's, like, a good chance that just might go mode, so.
Yeah, I didn't quite get that realization. I thought it had to be, like, scale or something, because of where the boss key was. I was like, oh, okay, well, it's another scale in Skyview thing, and then when I found the Amber Tablet, I was, like, kind of surprised. So I didn't quite catch on to that.
Did you ever find scale?
No, I didn't.
No,
Did you
yeah,
ever find
both of you, when you got to Lanayru, basically did the exact same thing to the end.
Okay.
Nice.
So yeah, you both went to caves, got the hint, and decided, okay, it's time to do Sandsea skip and get our last sword.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of did that, hoping that Sea Chart would be like in a random, like it would just be like a random location somewhere and totally not like Lanayru. We did get like a desert Sots hint, which I'm pretty sure has to be like. Okay, I'm pretty sure that Sea Chart is an academy, and the Sots hint is like Colin's letter or like something like that.
No, I
Something
think the academy path to Tennis was Digimit's. That was because
Yeah,
the first,
yeah.
the second
was
Yeah,
it the
it could have been
blocked.
digging it. Yeah.
Oh,
That
okay,
was-
yeah.
That's what I kind of pieced together because I was like, I'm not getting anything in Academy. I mean, I have to be right, I didn't do
Yeah.
a lot, but I was thinking, like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean that also makes sense, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, we were kind of low key hoping that, or at least I was hoping, that the Sandship sword was on Tantalus Heart Container, because then it would have forced you guys to fight Tantalus.
I was
Which
so
would have been
nervous about
funny.
that.
Oh yeah.
Because I
Yeah.
was thinking, like, okay, well, there's two options to do. You can go into Lanayru Desert, check, like, there's a sword there, and so just gamble that there's Sea Chart there, and then you can skip a lot of potentially skip a lot of Sandship and
Mm.
And setting
setting
up
up.
like Sandsea skip, yeah.
Yeah, and so I was thinking, like, I just kind of decided to do the Sandship, I thought it was, like, the more aggressive play. And I mean, it ended up working out in the end, but then I was worried because if the small key, or not the small key, if the sword was on, like, if you got the boss key early, then the sword was on one of those, like, a key chest brig, at least for me, and then, or Tantalus Heart Container, then I'm like, there's no way this was actually faster. So I was kind of nervous about that just not working out and blowing up in my face, but I got lucky because everything was kind of in, like, the perfect spot where like it was it was basically, it's like to the point where they were like boss key and sword were right next to each other, so it didn't cost you any time to get the sword, which is what I was hoping
Yeah.
for.
Yeah, we were comms. We were like, well, I guess Jasnix isn't getting punished again because Jasnix, you only did first generator. You didn't turn on second generator. So and Kitcot did turn on both generators, and in that situation, I would have also turned on both generators because there are still two things that were necessary.
Looking
So-
back on it, I kind of that probably would have been the smarter play, but I was kind of feeling behind, so I was like, I'm gonna do my gamble, and oh well, it worked out. So
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
going
I mean-
into Lanayru, you were ahead. I'm trying to think, like, 'cause you guys were kind of just like trading back and forth near the beginning, and I think you, Jasnix, ended up going into Earth Temple first, which I think kind of solidified like the being ahead at that point.
yeah,
Because also Kitcot actually did Kitcot did 3 Skyview trips.
Yeah, first one was to get like the first, I think,
The first
two checks, I
chests.
think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was like, okay, well, if it's like scale or something, like I was thinking, okay, sword might be at the beginning of dungeon, and that might like, I don't know, it made sense in my mind, right? And then yeah, second one was for Amber Tablet, and third was to beat it. Yeah.
Yeah, Jasnix only did 2 trips to Skyview, and then
That probably done.
when Jasnix went through Eldin the first time, Jasnix had bombs, so Jasnix was able to full clear turf and didn't have to go back for the digging mids check like you did.
By the way,
And then also Jasnix never checked the Tro 30.
Kitcot, the way
Or
you're
going
intended
to
to
Lanayru.
fight, the way you intended to fight Lizalfos when you don't have a sword is holding a bomb out and just kamikaze you, then attack you.
Oh, okay.
yeah. I
Yeah.
went
We thought that
fight,
Jasnix wasn't going to be able to complete the fight because he
And-
only had 1 heart.
and then I figured out a bow strat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that
I
was
mean-
entertaining to watch though.
I mean, funnily enough, in my entire like 5 years speedrunning, I don't do swordless siege much, so I've never really once had the situation where I've been in like a Lizalfos fight and I've not had a sword. Like I think in every single point I've had a sword, so I had no idea what to do.
Yeah, I've never had that either. The other thing is, I saw on my tracker that it wasn't logic, so I knew, I was like, okay, I have to do. Like, there's a way to do this and just figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, like same here, but I didn't want to stand around 5 minutes figuring it out. So I was like, fine, I'll take the LL Death Warp
Fair.
and just hope those 2 checks were dead, and they were, luckily.
But it also
Really?
caused you to get the boss key chest early because you didn't know that it had to be the boss key.
Yeah, that was something that I was really happy about because I didn't have to run up all the way twice. I just got to deduce, like, okay, boss key's there, and I couldn't leave. That was really nice.
Alright, so yeah, okay, so I guess at this point it's really just kind of like a bunch of like small things that add up. I mean, like it's like a almost 3-minute difference, so really it could. We're getting into the realm of just about like any small difference could have really thrown the lead, but yeah, it's like I made like a bunch of very very small backtracking things that just kind of add up, I guess.
I really want to eat some lunch, so I'm going to go now. GG's to you two. I'm pretty sure, based off of what Challenge says I think Jasnix, you're guaranteed a 2 seed.
Hooray!
I think because you were randomly seated above both me and Lepe.
Yay! I'm really happy about this one because like a lot of my matches in Swiss. I mean, like the first run I did against you, Jim. That one didn't matter too much because I lose, then I just end up having to have like an easier bracket through, or at least your like next round of Swiss. So I was expecting to go 3-1, and this is the match I was worried about because it's either I win and go like 2nd or 3rd seed, or I lose and I'm like 5th or 6th seed, and that's kind of a scary position to be in. So I'm really happy about this.
I mean, it's a 16-person bracket, so I think it's like 8 and 9. I think will be kind of like once you're like 19 or below, you're against someone who's like higher seed than you. But yeah, it's still not a great position because like it's in the late, like as like if you're 6th seed, obviously in the later rounds, you should like in like the 2nd round you face like a 2nd or 3rd seed or something.
Well, this might not be the case for like the 3-2 and 2-3 brackets because tie breaks exist, but the line between seeds is pretty blurred.
Right.
So 8 and 9 playing each other could go either way, even with like 7 and 10. So that'll be good tomorrow.
But yeah, no, fun race. I mean, I feel like I feel like I played alright. I didn't play amazingly, but I mean, it was fairly close. So I was like, good enough. Good enough for an already close matchup anyway.
Yeah, GG's to both of you. That was, I think just the early route did practically everything. At the point you got Fire Shield earrings, you did the exact same things, basically. That was very linear from that point anyway. So yeah, GG's to both of you, and congratulations for reaching brackets with a pretty good seed at least for both of you. You are probably both top 8. So
Yay.
I would think Jasnix is 2 and Kitcot is probably 5-ish at least.
I'd say 5 or 6. Yeah, it's hard to say. It's hard to say because there's gonna be a lot of 3-2 runs.
If Battlecats loses, then he's seated above you because he's beaten you before and he has a tiebreak. And if Jim loses, then Jim is seated above you because he'd be 4-1.
Yeah. No, I think that'd be like a lot of runs will be 3-2, so it's just gonna be kind of like, I guess at that point I'm just hoping that tiebreakers would kind of like carry me to a higher seed.
Yeah. So GG's to both of you, and also big thanks to Gymnast and your average link for being on comms today. So also thanks to Crystal Bellis and Da Lucifer for tracking today. And we have quite a lot of Skyward Sword Randomizer tournament matches coming up this weekend. We have Muzu versus Pac-Man Power Ghost coming up in 45 minutes on the SR main. Then we have Mario Runner versus 64-bit Link coming up at 7 PM Eastern Time. Then tomorrow we have Your Average Link versus Lepelog at 3 PM ET. And then TJ versus Esme at 6 PM ET. And on Sunday we have Floha versus Zelda, which is probably the last elimination match for the top 16 bracket.
Well, I think we might end up running a tiebreak race for the 1-4s anyway.
Yeah, but this is still an elimination match anyway. Because well, maybe not an elimination.
It's a guarantee, like
match. Yeah,
it's a safety match.
Yeah, and then after that match, we have the basically seed 1 match between Gymnast and Battlecats on Sunday. So yeah, that's it for us today. Thanks everyone, and see you later. Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.